If you're making 10, 20K per month in your agency, but you're stuck in fulfillment, meaning you are working 12, 13, 14-hour days, and you are also selling low ticket, I'm going to show you exactly how to get unstuck with 3 real bottlenecks and the exact solutions you need to do in order to overcome this terrible situation that you're in because Starbucks managers are making more than you. So this is you. You are working more than a 9 to 5, and you obviously are being out earned by 9 to 5ers because of the amount of time that you put in, and you're not able to work and build on your business. Okay, so the exact process you need to follow is number one, productize and systematize. You need to turn your service into a repeatable system that you can sell for high ticket. The key words here is high ticket and repeatable system. I know productize and systematize are buzzwords, but I'm going to actually explain what they mean and how to do it. The next step is to set up 2 acquisition channels to get people coming in. I know everyone says focus on 1 acquisition channel. Do not do that. It is terrible advice, especially for marketing agency owners. You need to focus on paid ads and content. Okay. The third thing you need to do is outsource fulfillment. Outsource with AI as much as you can first, and then and only then will you hire a VA to second your AI fulfillment, if that makes sense. So the VA will then actually execute on the workflows that you'll be making in step 1. Okay, makes sense? Now you're probably thinking here, I don't have a unique service to sell high ticket. I don't have the time to build all these systems, or I don't have the money for the team, or you're thinking all 3 of these things right now. In this video, I'm going to dismantle every single one of those excuses so you can actually go ahead and execute on the 3 steps I just outlined above. So step number 1, productize the service and then systematize. The first step is to build a machine before you can step away from it. This is where you stop trading your time for money. You know how you're working 12, 13, 14 hours a day to systems for money. So right now, you're obviously trading hours for dollars and you're losing because you only have 24 hours in a day, right? Don't mean to sound like Molly May if you know what that reference is. And the goal here is to have a kind of like a machine that makes the money for you where you can kind of step out of it. And for you guys who really want to play the big game and you want to exit your agencies at some point, if you are working 12, 13, 14-hour days, your agency is not valuable to anyone. Okay, so your agency will have 0 enterprise value if you do not systematize stuff. So how do you actually go about doing this? You first need to productize your core service. Stop selling everything to everyone. You are going to pick one service that is valuable and repeatable, and you're going to turn it into a product. A very fixed scope, a fixed timeline, and a fixed price. Think of the typical Alex Hormozy offer. You give them an outcome that you'll get in a specific time frame. That's what you want to do. You don't want to customize any proposals unless you're already on the sales call. This is a very important point because when you are on the sales call and this person in front of you wants a custom solution, you need to tie them down to buying on the call today if they want that custom solution. Does that make sense? Okay. If they're not willing to do that, you don't give them the custom solution and they're probably not going to buy anyway. There is only one caveat to this. The only other time you'll offer a custom solution and have a longer sales cycle is if you're signing on clients that already make like $1 million a month or 100, bare minimum 100K plus per month. Okay, those clients will pay you very good prices. I'm talking like 10K plus, and then it makes sense to kind of customize something for them. If anything, I would actually opt more closer to the $1 million per month. The clients are already doing that and offering them a custom solution than someone making a measly $100,000 per month. So stop doing custom shit for people unless you are on the sales call with them and you tie them down to today. Hey, if I did customize something for you, would you be ready to move forward today? Yes or no? And if they say yes, you won't get any objections. And if you do get the objection, you say, hey, you said this, what are we doing here? I'm not going to do anything custom for you unless we move forward today because it takes time from my end to set everything up. Does that make sense? So that's what you want to be doing with custom stuff. If your agency is offering custom solutions and you're very low ticket, stop it, okay? Productize your core service and pick one service that you're really good at. And this service, by the way, can be any unique mechanism. I know of people doing a B2B SaaS content engine system thing for $10,000 per month. This stuff actually sells. Content marketing sells. So if you can only do content, you can make a lot of money for it, right? From it. So The focus here is to pick one thing again and turn yourself into the expert so that your marketing also becomes 1,000 times easier. And that obviously becomes your core offer, right? Don't worry about any of the Russell Brunson value ladder stuff, with the upsells and the downsells and the cross sells. Just have one core offer that is high ticket, and for the right client, it is worth way more than whatever price that you're asking for. Okay. Now, key thing here, there's been an update to the advertising platform called Meta Andromeda. I'm sure if you're an agency owner, you might have heard of it. And if you haven't, essentially, because of how much AI can be uploaded into the platform itself, Meta has come out with this mechanism called Andromeda, which categorizes the ads for you. And then there's something called a lattice system that will rank the ads for you as well. So what that means for you is if your messaging is all over the place and you don't have a specific niched avatar you're going after, and you're also not positioning yourself as a premium for that specific type of person, you're going to have poorer ad results because Andromeda won't know exactly who to serve your ad to. Does that make sense? So just focus and become known for one specific problem that is a high value problem, have one core offer, and don't worry about upsells, downsells, or anything right now. Okay, just focus on high ticket, like I'm talking at least 3 to 5K per month in retainer. Okay, once you've productized it and you have the one core offer and you know exactly what it is that you're selling, the next step is to systematize your fulfillment. So once you have the product, you need to document every single step of how you deliver it. Every click, email, template, and it doesn't really matter what software you use. You can use Notion, ClickUp, like, I don't know, Go High Level, whatever tool. It doesn't really matter, but the actual workflow of what you do, that matters the most. Okay, that's what systematizing means. It means creating SOPs where an idiot could follow it bar for bar or word for word and be able to repeat it. Okay, super simple to do. The reason you want to do this, and this is a real statistic, by the way, is people like you who are CEOs or founders of a marketing agency, you need to be spending 50%, at least half of your time, creating and preparing documents that can be systematized. Okay, especially at the start. And then the other half of the time, it's either taking sales calls and putting out fires, or you're just putting out fires. And obviously content marketing as well, which I'll get into in a second. If you are wasting half of your life on work that could have been systematized and you're just repeating it over and over and over again, you're not going to be able to, first of all, build any enterprise value. So you're not going to be able to sell this marketing agency if you wanted to. And you're also going to be working 12, 13, 14-hour days. And if you do the math on that, by the way, you might as well be working at Starbucks as a manager, because those guys, in comparison to the hours they work, get paid more than you do right now. Just do the math on it. Okay. Now, when it comes to systematizing the fulfillment, use AI wherever you can first, before you hire a person to do all of it for you. The AI needs to do most of the heavy lifting. Otherwise, your time to result for your clients is going to be extremely slow, and your service will be worth way less compared to someone using AI. And by AI, I don't mean ChatGPT and Claude for your content scripts. They're way too basic, and you need to pick up more powerful, advanced LMs and tools and things like that, and use multiple of them in one single workflow that you've written out. Maybe in a later video, I'll go over one of the workflows I use that is extremely good. But one of the tools, just to give you a little hint, is any credit-based LLM. Because credit-based LLMs, the ones that use credits rather than paying a typical monthly subscription, they are incentivized to give you better answers. They will actually analyze any transcripts or training material you upload, and they'll actually do proper research in agent mode, by the way. Okay, don't just use ChatGPT, and don't just use ChatGPT's agent mode. Use a credit-based LLM in agent mode, and when you upload and give it transcripts and things like that, it will actually read through and analyze all of them and do real deep research. Okay? That research you can use as sales arguments for yourself and your clients. So use AI wherever you can, because it will produce better outputs than you doing it who's already burnt out, or some VA that you need to spend like a year or 6 months training. Use AI first, okay? And make sure you use more advanced AI tools. So step 2 is predictable acquisition. What does that mean? You want to make sure that once you've built the machines and all the SOPs and you know exactly what happens and where and how it happens, you need to have an engine to power it. Okay, so don't wait on referrals. Build a predictable client acquisition system, because this is where you have leverage. And these systems are going to create sales assets that work for you 24/7. So, what are these channels for acquisition that you need to pick? You need to pick paid ads and content as your acquisition channels. And I want to tell you why you need to pick both of them right now. If you only rely on paid ads or you only rely on content, you're either going to burn ungodly amounts of money on paid ads to build trust, or you're going to spend 2 to 3 years upfront of consistent posting to actually become some type of authority in your industry. Okay, it's complete BS. You can't just do one or the other. Ad costs are always going to rise because Meta is a for-profit company, meaning Meta, the advertising platform, want to make profits. Inflation is a real thing. Meta is obviously going to increase how much like their ad costs go up, right? So your job as an advertiser, especially if you want to sell a high ticket service, because you should not be selling low ticket, your job is to make sure you keep your cost per acquisition as low as possible and you decrease your ad costs as much as physically possible. So instead of gone are the days of doing one acquisition channel, you must do two. Paid ads as the top of funnel thing, content marketing as the middle of funnel and bottom of funnel thing. Okay. You're also going to anti-niche down. You're not going to niche down to a specific industry, because most people define niching as industries. You're going to niche down to a specific problem, and you're going to leverage those two acquisition channels, content and ads, to become the go-to person for solving X problem. And then because you're appearing on paid ads and content, you're going to end up appearing on so many channels. Now, you may be asking, oh, do I pick Google ads or Meta ads? Just pick Meta ads. It's super simple. It has the most profitable. It has the most advanced technology, and it's the most profitable, even over Google ads. Just trust me. If you know how to do it properly, Meta ads win first. And then your content, it depends on what industry you're in, who you're going after. But big B2B making 100K plus per month, typically LinkedIn. People under 100K per month would typically be on Instagram and Facebook, and old people above 50, Facebook. Okay. And again, take that with a grain of salt. I have seen companies make well over millions, like a million per year, or like maybe millions per month, and they still use Facebook and Instagram. Okay. There are a lot of rich people on Facebook and Instagram, and because of how cheap it is compared to Google, you can still reach those people profitably if your ads are optimized and the messaging is completely dialed in. Okay. I'll make a separate video on messaging and how to dial in ads and decrease ad costs. But as of right now, let's get back to this. When you combine paid ads and content, the following will happen. Your cash velocity cycle will decrease. Okay, so what does cash velocity cycle mean? Cash velocity is how fast you make cash from when you front it. So with paid ads, obviously you spend money first, and once you put the money down, or once you deploy this capital, how fast does the cash come back? If you just have short form content, when you front money on ads, you will make that cash back within 90 days, typically. When you have long form content as well, when you put cash down, you'll make the money back within 30 days, typically, again, generally speaking. Do you know how powerful that is? If you can front money, let's say you put down $2,000-3,000 on ad spend, right? You can put that money down, and within 30 days, with whatever ROAS you're facing, you'll have all that money come back, plus that ROAS on top within 30 days. Meaning you can even, I'm not a financial advisor here, by the way, you can even like leverage credit card debts, because you know you'll make the money back in 30 days. Does that make sense? Right? And because you're making more money faster, because not only does organic nurture people, it'll also bring people in as well, your ROAS, which I'll go over in a second, will increase significantly, and your CAC will decrease significantly as well. Okay? You'll make more money faster, which allows you to scale harder and outcompete all the other advertisers. Okay? So cash velocity cycles will decrease a huge amount. Your cost per acquisition will decrease significantly, okay? And your ROAS will also increase significantly. So you might go from a 3 to 4x ROAS to like a 5 to 7x ROAS, which is huge if you're spending big money on ads. If you start spending 10, 15, 20K per month on ads, and eventually going to do that per day, 20K per day on ads, 5 to 7x ROAS is huge because you have dual acquisition channels, okay? You make more money faster so you can scale harder. Do not be the fool that is too scared to put their face on camera. There is absolutely no threat to your life. Grow up and please make some money. Okay, this is why you see business owners actually coming out and starting to make content, because CAC goes down, ROAS goes up, and we make money faster. Okay, just put your face on content. No one cares about you as much as you think, apart from your prospects who want to know you're a legit person to work with. Okay, cool. Moving on. Now, you may also ask, what funnel do we use? You're going to use a very straight line funnel. Okay. Number one, we have our content and paid ads going at once. You just post a valuable piece of content like this video that proves you know exactly what you're talking about. You then launch a VSL and you launch a VSL and have case studies there, which is just a short video that breaks down your productized service, which we went over in step one, and shows the outcome or the result you can produce for your prospect. Then we do the application part. They just fill out a very, very simple application to filter out tire kickers and people that are just terrible, unqualified leads. And then we get them on a sales call and you diagnose their problem first, then sell the solution. And if the system works, that's what you need to sell, and show them the ROI that they'll be making when they buy into you and your service. If you can just do those things, if you can diagnose their problem, sell them the solution, and have a strong ROI promise, most of the time they'll be already sold, especially because they've come pre-sold and pre-nurtured with your content and your ads and whatever else is going out. Okay? This engine is what feeds this whole machine. Once you turn it on, qualified prospects will come in and they will start buying your productized service. Okay? And again, the reason I say it's productized is because it's super simple to fulfill on, because you've got every single SOP step by step written down that AI and whatever V can fulfill for you. Okay. Now, speaking of AI and the VA, here's how to go about fulfillment. In the final step, once the first two are complete, you must not hire anyone until the first two steps are complete. The biggest mistake I see agency owners make is hiring people to solve a systems problem. And it just creates more chaos, because if it's not clearly defined on how you go about and do anything in your business when it comes to fulfillment, these people are going to do things their own weird, specific little way, which isn't good because they also don't have the brain and the experience that you have. Okay. So you're going to hire a low cost, intelligent, and hungry operator. It's not going to be some high level strategist. It's basically just a VA. And their job is to run the system you created in step one. Remember the SOPs and the workflows? They're simply going to follow checklists, use templates, and manage client communication. And they'll be the one delivering the productized service exactly as you designed in step one. Okay. This person's going to take over day-to-day fulfillment, freeing you up to only do two things: be the face of the business like I'm doing right now, and work on the business rather than working in the business. So if this person even buys you back 6 to 7 to 8 hours per day, you have that time freed up to start reducing your CAC, increasing your ROAS, and whatever the other benefit was, decreasing your cash velocity cycle. Okay? This is how you remove yourself from the annoying parts of fulfillment to buy back time and scale harder, make more money, and actually live your life a little bit. Okay? Now, this is the plan all summed up, so it's super, super simple. Write this down if you have a pen and paper. Step one, you need to have something sellable. Okay? Like your service needs to be sellable, the productized bit. You need to make sure it's repeatable, the systematized bit. You need to be able to predictably and cheaply buy customers. This is the dual acquisition channels, content and paid ads. And you need to make sure it's scalable. Okay, so you can't be in the business. You need to have outsourced fulfillment, AI first, then have a VA managing the AI. Every single month you continue to operate in the old way, you're going to lose a lot of profit and you're actively burning money and time. If you're wasting 60 hours per week on unsystematized work, that's 240 hours a month. And if you're only getting paid $100 per hour, you're wasting $24K in opportunity cost. Okay. By the way, your hourly rate should be a minimum of $500 per hour. So if you actually work this out, you're spending $120,000 per month in opportunity cost. Okay. This is serious money that we're talking about here. Okay. So the old way: do not work 60 plus hours per week. Your profit margin should not be 20 to 30%. You should not be trapped in fulfillment, and you should not be burning out constantly. You want to be working realistically 20 to 25 hours per week, profit margins of 70 to 80%. freedom to scale how you want, so you can scale aggressively or sustainably, and actually live your life a little bit. Okay, like last week I went to see my brother for 7 days, or 4 or 5 days, I think. My business was still doing fine. Okay, because fulfillment is all managed and outsourced, and everything is great. Okay, and I'm also operating at higher profit margins. So if you don't do this, by the way, you are going to have a business where you do not work 20 to 25 hours, and your profit margins will be 20 to 30%. Okay, so please stop settling, stop being comfortable working 12, 13, 14 hours, because you shouldn't be grinding away like that. And a lot of you agency owners, when I speak to you, you're all jittery because your brain is so stressed from how much work you have going on. Okay, so do not, please, for the love of God, do not do what you are currently doing. Switch to high ticket. Do everything I said in this video, and you will have a much better time. So if you're curious about my offers, by the way, and you're done with the grind and you want to actually build some type of plan, I've got 3 offers with links down below in the description. If you are under 10K per month, I have a school community with basic video modules and weekly Q&As with me. Pretty limited accountability, but do not underestimate the modules. I just had a person send me a voice note on Instagram saying one of the ad strategies in that school community made their client close a 17.5K deal. Yes, $17,500 deal for their client. Okay, so if you're under 10K per month, come join that community. You'll have direct access to me with group calls. If you're making between 10 to 100K per month and you want to scale, I have a done with you and done for you hybrid offer where I will get you 10 high ticket clients in 90 days with a 100% money back guarantee. And I'm not BSing you. You will get your money back if you don't do this, because I just blow your business up with a lot of qualified leads for a high ticket offer. And if you're over 100K per month, I have a custom done for you offer to add a minimum of 100K per month to top line revenue within 3 months.